Awesome. All right. Well, we might jump straight into it then. Thanks very much for being here, guys. It's awesome to have such a good turnout tonight and to see a whole bunch of new faces as well. Tonight's all about interviewing. We're all here because everyone wants their next interview to be a successful one. You might have an interview coming up very soon, or you might have had a whole bunch in the past that perhaps didn't work out, or you might be anticipating that you'll have one in the future. No matter your situation, tonight we're going to kind of run through the tools and techniques that have worked for myself in the past and other students that I work with too. However, if you do have an interview tomorrow, what we're going through tonight will help you a little bit. If you've got an interview in about a week's time, then it'll slightly help you more. But if you think you're going to have an interview in the next month or longer, then that's when you're really going to start to see the benefits of what I'm about to run you through. Because all good things take time, and so does your interviewing ability. So tonight is not going to be a quick fix patch job. Tomorrow you're going to be amazing interviewers. If you apply this over a long period of time, you're going to be really good in any situation. You also might note that I've changed the title at the last minute because I thought it was more appropriate. So tonight's going to be all about showing you your full potential. Cool. So as per the SportsGrad method, to win a job in sport, you have to prove that you have the greatest combination of capability and potential. That is your capability to do the job and your potential to do it better than anybody else. But it's up to you to then convince the other person that you are the best candidate. You might have all those qualities, but now you've got to convey it to somebody else. So when you're in an interview, the specifics of what you say and how you say it become extremely important. If you're like most people, you're probably at this stage not sharing enough about yourself. And so, what you're saying may look a bit like this. So one of the outcomes that I want for you guys tonight by the end of this workshop is an understanding of, what goes into an impressive answer and how you can deliver it every single time so that, you can start to fill up the bar and you prevent yourself from selling yourself short. The second part is all about how well you can communicate it so that you are understood. And good communication is a shared understanding. You know one thing, you convey it to someone else, they understand exactly what you're saying. So you want to make sure that everything you're talking about, no matter how good you are and all the good things about you, is being received just as well as you understand them. So right now, if you're finding that interviewers are overlooking you regularly, that shared understanding that we're talking about with the interviewer, that may look something like this graph here, and that's exactly what we want to fix. We want to kind of increase that overlap. So the other focus for this workshop is to help you gain an edge by better articulating your professional values so that your worth is understood. So this is where you want to get to, and this gives you the best chance of success when you're up against people more qualified than yourself. If you can share everything about you that you've got to offer and you can have that understood, then that's kind of the sweet spot where you're going to start to see some success. The other thing to understand is the employer's perspective, because your employer is looking for a return on investment by hiring you. If you take the AFL draft, for example, if you think about it, how often does the number one draft in the AFL end up being the best player in the competition? It's not too often that they will be an out and out number one player in the comp. But when they're getting ready to be picked, they're trying to prove how fast they can run. They're trying to show people how high they can jump, how accurate their kick is. And that's all because they're trying to prove their potential to be the best player in the competition. And those who get picked at number one, they're getting picked because everyone's talking about, potential. Everyone's talking about how good they can be, particularly over this period. during the AFL off season, when all the spotlight is on the draft, and the new players coming in, everyone's talking about, if you're into Supercoach, who's going to be that cash cow, who's going to, have their numbers go through the roof, and be a great pickup. Everyone loves a shiny object. It's kind of, part of human nature to be attracted to that shiny object. Same goes for employers. They're taking a punt on who is going to give them the greatest return over time. And in the sports industry, organizations want to invest in talented people who are going to stick around long enough so that they can develop them into managers and into senior managers who are going to carry with them all that IP that they've built up over the years. So other than the fact that good people do good work, this is what they're looking for, because hiring people can be a long process as well, and rehiring people, slows down an organization and puts departments on a bit of a treadmill, because they go somewhere, then someone leaves, or they're not good enough, and so they start again and they build them up again, and away they go again. So they want good people who are going to stick around. So for students and grads, your goal is to be that dream hire, and that is a motivated individual who's connected to what they do and develops compounding knowledge over 6+ years that enables them to produce the greatest possible return for the organization. So at this stage, most of you coming out of university will have a similar amount of capability due to your years of experience. So what you want to do in an interview is demonstrate that you've got the greatest potential out of anybody. And that's how you get picked up over people who are more experienced than you. So coming back to our example of the draft, if you put the draft into a professional setting, Dustin Martin, who went at pick number 3 in the draft, he's missing out on the job. Or Patrick Dangerfield, another Brownlow medalist, who went at pick number 10, he's also missing out on the job. These are the best players in the comp, and you might be the best player in the comp or the best candidate in the room, but still miss out on the job. So that's why it's critically important that you sell yourself and your potential to be the number 1 pick, because typically there's only one position going. Is everything making sense so far? Just give us a nod. Awesome. Or a shake if it doesn't. That's fine too. Perfect. Cool. So then how do you demonstrate that you have the highest potential? First, it comes from an understanding of what goes into potential, or what shows potential. And so these are the 5 ingredients that we talk about that demonstrate your potential. So number 1 being leadership. If you can demonstrate your leadership, people can start to picture you as a manager or senior manager in their organization in the future. And that's particularly useful if you can hire internally. And often you hear about, the job got given to someone internally, or they only advertised it internally. That's because those people on the inside have, that IP that's been built up over a number of years. So if you can demonstrate that at one point in the future, you're going to be suitable to, be that internal candidate, internal hire that's carried with them the IP that you've had since you started to leverage into a manager position, then you're going to be better off than someone who doesn't paint that picture in the hirer's mind. Second one is emotional intelligence. So obviously working with other people is essential. Plus managing people and people's emotions can be extremely difficult. And so during an interview, by demonstrating your emotional intelligence, this just demonstrates a great deal of maturity as well, because if you can demonstrate emotional intelligence when you're coming into an entry-level position, then who knows how well you're going to understand people and well you're going to be able to manage people in the future when they start thinking about higher level positions. So if you can demonstrate a maturity beyond your years by showing your emotional intelligence, then you're going to be better off. The next one is creative thinking. So what ideas are you bringing to the table, and how do you process information? How do you perceive the world? What opportunities do you pick out? Organizations are always looking for new ways to do things, new ideas to implement. If you can demonstrate that you are an ideas person, then again, that shows that, you've got the potential to be fantastic in the role. The next one is initiative. So this one is absolutely essential. So it's all well and good to have creative thinking, but if you can't implement and can't put into action, then that's not really good to anybody. Every single big job requires someone who thinks, action orientated. And executives are looking for key people who are thinking, will she do the job, or will he follow through? Is she a self-starter? Can he get the results, or is he just a talker? That's what's going on in the minds of people higher up all the time. But if you can demonstrate that you're an action taker, you've got initiative to start things, to manage yourself, to get things done, then again, that lends itself to showing your potential. And then the last one is previous results. So what have you done in the past that suggests that you can do it for me? If I can see that you've been able to increase the revenue at Paran Cricket Club, for example, where you are, Shekhar, by 60% in 1 year, I'd want you to come to my organization and do that for me. So if you've got past results that demonstrate an outstanding result, that lends itself to the potential that you can recreate that for me. So always make sure you're thinking about what you're doing and getting the most out of it, so that you've got a result to hang your hat on that you can talk about in the future. Cool. So if you can demonstrate those things well enough, then you're going to be the dream candidate in most people's eyes.